Welcome back to Idealist. Now, we asked, and 80% of you Idealists would rather build something instead of just buy it. So today, I've got 8 cars that are the best cheap first cars for tuners. So if you aspire to live a quarter mile at a time, or be a drift king, or just an off-road junkie, I've got the right ideal car for you. So if you believe the best cars are built and not bought, well, today's video is for you. I'm Brad, this is Idealist, let's go. And guys, real quick, Rocky from New York already drove off with the first GTR and the bonus cash that changed his life. We literally flew him out here. He hung out with us for the whole weekend. We shipped his car back home to New York, and the dude had the time of his life. It genuinely changed everything for him. And now it's your turn. If you want a shot at winning your dream car plus bonus cash, hit the link in the pinned first comment right now. Now, back to the show. Number 8, Volkswagen GTI MarkV 1.8T. The GTI has long been one of the most beloved enthusiast and tuner rides around. It's fast, it's practical, and it sounds downright amazing. I mean, it is the grandpappy of hot hatches. And the Mark IV has been around long enough that there's tons and tons of aftermarket support, build guides, and the whole GTI community that will have your back if you need any help or advice on your build. So here's the deal. Pick up this GTI 1.8T for only $3,000, which as always, if you want to find any of the cars on this list, I'll link to them down below using our friend's Auto Tempest. And once you snag this hot hatch, get to work on a new intake, turbo, intercooler, and tune on your Mark IV, and it's going to be making 400 horsepower at the crank. And that is about as ideal as it gets. But if a GTI is too German for you, how about an American icon? Number 7, Ford Mustang SN95. The Ford Mustang has been the absolute legend since it launched in the mid-1960s, and the SN95 Mustang is no different. With a raw, throaty V8 engine, this thing will make JDM and German imports sound like a cheap lawnmower in comparison. Your neighbors are really gonna love you, huh? Plus, the SN95 platform is like a Lego set for big boys. There are decades of aftermarket parts that have all been properly developed and tuned to perfection. So, whatever kind of upgrades you're looking for, well, you can find quality parts. This pony car platform is ripe for building out a quarter-mile killer, or go sideways like our friend Chris Fix did and turn it into a bald eagle burn-in drift missile. Just remember that you don't want to go sideways on the street, right? Yeah, so if you decide to get this hot pony, the Mustang community is huge. There are countless forums, Reddit threads, and even Mustang meets all over the country. So it'll be easy to get advice on the best ways to get to work. Plus, the SN95 GT V8 can handle up to 500 horsepower to the crank without having to get crazy about supporting mods. And when you can pick up a Mustang GT Deluxe like this one for less than $5,000, how can you resist? But what if you are dead set on something with a Japanese badge? Number 6, Scion FR-S. The brand Scion was built by Toyota for tuners, and the Scion concept was that every car that was sold in base trim, well, customers could pick out all the aftermarket upgrades themselves and then have either the dealer install them or just wrench on it themselves. Sadly though, Scion is no more, but you can hear more about that whole story up here. But what isn't gone is the tuner spirit. The Scion FR-S and its siblings, the Toyota GR86 and the Subaru BRZ, are probably the single most modded model of the past decade, which is good and bad. Well, it's good because there are more build resources and aftermarket support than just about anything out there, but it makes it kind of tricky to find one that isn't a complete project car money pit in the making. Thankfully, I've got a reasonably priced clean one for you for $8,800. But you don't want to pay that much, right? Well, you don't have to if you follow the ideal car strategies, and I've linked to our new workshop down below that'll teach you all the best tricks to negotiate like a pro and get a way better deal on this car or any other on this list. And speaking of ideal rides, I'm sure this next pick is already on your radar. Subaru WRX STI. You know it, you love it, and you already want it. Yes, if you're looking to channel your inner Colin McRae, you've got to get yourself a Subaru WRX. You can get yourself into a second-gen WRX for a little bit more than $7,000 and spend a few more on aftermarket goodies to turn it into a DIY STI. But for just a couple more grand, You could start with the STI platform and turn it into a properly fast car. Something that can rip it up on the track, the back roads, heck, even in the snow. Now, I know the STI is pushing our cheap budget just a little bit, so let's take it back down to something less than $5,000. Number 4, Mazda Miata. Okay, come here. I have a question for you. Is Miata always the answer?
I love dailying my Miata. It's a fantastic car, except for the fact that it has no f***ing space!
Sure, as long as you're shorter than 6'2" and never need to buy more than one bag of groceries at a time. But seriously, the Miata has delivered more miles per gallon than maybe any other car in history. And for less than $5,000, you can pick one of these up and turn it into just about anything imaginable. Want a fun lifted rear-wheel drive off-roader? No problem. Bolt on a turbo and make it an absolute drift mizzle? Well, that's easy. Want to drop in a Hellcat engine and shred any and every tire imaginable? Done. You see, the aftermarket for the NA and NB Miatas is basically infinite and beyond. Even bone stock, these things are a blast to drive. Just imagine how much more fun it will be once you build it out and start slaying tires. Speaking of slaying tires. Number 3, BMW E90X 3 Series 335i. Need I say more? The BMW E9X era 3 Series is a modern tuner legend. Now, if you don't have a ton of hands-on tuner experience, this might not be the most ideal pick of them all. But that said, once you've gotten your hands just a little bit dirty in this Bavarian beast, every other car you ever work on will seem like a cakewalk in comparison. And once you have your Bimmer built out, you'll be doing cakewalks down the quarter mile. Just check out this build guide to get it packing 500 ponies for only $1,500. And when you can pick up one of these Bimmers for $7,500, that actually sounds like a pretty ideal deal. Now, since we've covered a modern tuner classic, let's take it back to an OG. The Honda Civic. Okay, if you want to live out your inner Fast and Furious fantasies, this humble Honda might just be the best buy on this list. The Civic has been a staple of tuner culture since the dawn of man. And with over 50 years on the market and with close to 3 million out in the wild, you know you're going to be able to find one cheap. You know it'll last you 1,000,000 miles, and you know that there's all kinds of crazy aftermarket goodies. You know, as only your mom's credit card swipe away. It's easy. Now, to keep costs down, look for an 8th gen Civic. You'll find plenty of them for $4,000 or less with a manual transmission, and maybe the best mod to pair with that manual Civic is one of these Ideal Save the Manual limited edition tees up here. And now it is time for the honorable mention. Okay, pound for pound, the C5 Vet is the best value. Like, the amount of performance you can squeeze out of this machine for the least dollar, there is nothing better than this. Now, if there's one car that defines American muscle and screams freedom louder than a bald eagle on a Harley, it is the C5 Corvette. It's the kind of car that makes you want to crank up the volume on that classic rock playlist, put on your aviators, and let that mullet flow in the wind. I mean,
what is it?
Give you an extra 10 horse.
Okay, I'm throwing this in the dumpster.
The LS V8 under the hood is within striking distance of supercar territory even in stock form. And once you build it out, you'll have a bona fide supercar killer. So, this is the definition of American engineering excellence, a testament to our love of all things Fast and Furious. And for under $10,000, it's worth considering upping your budget to grab one because these deals with an LS1 and a 6-speed manual, they ain't gonna last very long. Number 1, Jeep Wrangler. Jeep things. And I'm gonna be honest, I've owned one for a couple of years and I really don't understand it. But if you want a vehicle that you can rent yourself, a Wrangler is the perfect pick. Because, well, you're gonna be doing a lot of wrenching. But that said, you'll also enjoy sunny days driving topless, and there's nothing better than being topless in the sun. Plus, you can go off-road and jump it, and it's got those killer classic looks that, well, doesn't look horrible in a Tinder profile pic. Plus, with decades of aftermarket parts, you can upgrade and customize your Wrangler to your heart's content. And for under $5,500, snag this 6-cylinder Wrangler Sport. So there you got it, 8 best first cheap tuner cars plus an honorable mention. Which one would you take home? Or are there others that I missed? Let us know in the comments below. And since you're here, take a look at these vids up here or this one down here. Otherwise, I'm Brad. This is Ideal, and whatever you're wrenching on, just remember to keep living the ideal lifestyle.